Oh, gosh. The earth. When I put my feet into it, I become grounded. And what's that? There's a Christmas gift there. But grounded in the present.
Wow, you're grounded in the present. That's lovely.
So I've got someone for you today. It's all curly chops.
Mm-hmm.
My friend and yours, Marcus Aurelius.
He's in my bedroom at the minute.
What's he up to?
Having a nap.
Okay. Even if you lived for 3,000 years or even longer, remember that no one loses a life but the one they're currently living. And no one experiences any other life than the one they're losing. The longest and shortest lives are, in the end, the same, because the present moment is all we truly have. No one can lose the past or the future, because how can someone be deprived of something that isn't theirs? I mean, that is a good one.
That's up there. What date is it?
It's the 15th of March.
15th of March. Top tier date. It's a top tier date. The present. There are so many ways I could spin this, but I'll go down one avenue and we'll see where we end up. I had my first cold calling sales job at 16. I've had a lot of cold calling sales jobs. I reckon all in days, we're talking in the thousands, maybe 3,000 to 5,000, maybe more, maybe 10,000.
Show it off a bit there, but okay.
A lot of 1,000 days.
Yeah, definitely.
Remember that when I was just sat there working and I had my headset on, I was somewhere else. I was somewhere else. I was in the future. I was in the past. What's next? Then what? Now what? And then actually when I look back now and reflect on those times, you don't remember how hard they were, the challenges. You just kind of remember the feeling. Mm-hmm. And as much as we should focus on the present, it is also important, and the Stoics talk about this, to kind of focus on the future and the past to learn from it. And I think that when I look back now on those hard sales jobs, well, actually, the feeling is quite nostalgic, and it's actually that was quite nice, or actually I learned so much from that. I just wish I'd been a bit more present within those moments rather than looking out the window waiting for 5 o'clock.
I used to coach a guy in Canada called Abdullah when we had the sales training coaching thing that we'd offer. And every time he got on a call with me, he'd have a big smile on his face. And when I said, "How are you?" he'd say, "I woke up today." And I think, it's cheesy, but I like it. You know what I mean? That's the way he's coming in. He's saying it. He probably feels it on some level as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you've got little ones like that as well. Your little mantras that you chuck out there to keep you grounded in the present moment.
Yeah. It's whenever I look at the angel numbers, I shout, "Life's good, mother." I started doing another one this year that you might like. And basically, at the end of every day, I get a notification on my phone at 8 o'clock. And it's just a list. I have to add to the list of one thing I was really present for, that I'm grateful for, that happened that day. And sometimes they're not necessarily amazing good things that have happened. Maybe it's something that was challenging, but actually I was present, I was in that moment, and I learned from it. So it could be anything from I handled a hard conversation well, or I was watching Geordie Shore with my 1-year-old son. There's
bring that up quite a lot. I don't know if that's advised.
What, my 1-year-old son or Geordie Shore?
Both. But they shouldn't go together.
They don't go together.
There's a cognitive behavioural technique called cognitive distancing, right? Mm-hmm. So as people with this thought machine that we have in our heads, often we're getting attached to a past thought or a future thought. And actually, how do you distance yourself from that? Well, one technique would be to say, I could say, I'm feeling really anxious about getting on the phone. So what happens after you've been on the phone? And put your mind in the after. But one of the easiest things to do, and why trying to ground yourself in the present works so well, is if you can remind yourself about the present moment that you're in. If you can wiggle your toes and feel them in your shoes or on the ground, or touch the desk or touch your face, but just remind yourself you're here in this moment right now. That is a form of distancing, because you're distancing yourself from the anxieties of the past or the anxieties of the future, and putting yourself in what's controllable, the here and now.
Yeah, senses are so important to bring you back to kind of present, and it's a bit of a thing of reminding yourself to be present. So like we talked about on previous episodes, if you are struggling to be present, bring systems or processes into place that will remind you to be present, and little pop-ups or reminders or calendars, whatever it is, and you just bring yourself back to it. Think about, right, what can I smell, what can I see, what can I hear, all of these different things. And one of the mantras that we talk about so much is actually you could leave this earth any second now. So that should affect what you do, say, and think. And that is like such a stark reminder to be in the present that, okay, I might be in a job that I don't really like, or it might be really, really hard, or I've got challenging times, but I'm here, I'm alive, and I've got this moment.
Wow, and you're quite small.
I'm not. I'm 5'9".
Okay.
10.
Why did you lie then?
You've been gaslighting me. I've been Jack Frimpson.
I've been Zach Thompson.
Remember, you'll die.
Jack's a borrower.